Hello, and welcome to another Dokkan battle video. We are finally here. The anniversary that I first took part in. The 3rd year anniversary. Now, this was a very hype moment for me. Not only because Gogeta was a main headliner and I'm a Gogeta fanboy, but also this year was the year of transformations. So, what I decided to do was drop in with the most memorable moments from the entirety of the year, plus Tech God Goku. Tech God Goku's only here because, you know, he has to be. If if I wanted to build a coherent team, I have to bring Tech God Goku here. But what I decided to do was take characters from the most eventful parts of the year, mainly worldwide, or I guess, yeah, the worldwide celebration, the download celebration with transforming Goku and transforming Frieza, the actual anniversary LRs with the, you know, Gogeta and Vegito, the release of Dragon Ball Super Broly with Blue Gogeta in the game, and as well as the LR campaign releasing LR Blue Vegito. So that's the kind of team I went with. It was like highlights of the 3rd year of Dokkan. Now, that was 5 years ago. This is 2018. So this has been a very long time since a lot of these characters came out. But a lot of these characters are still very usable and runnable because they have came out in recent time. So we're going to go ahead and take this on with this team. I couldn't find another leader to nerf me any further. So we are technically running a kind of 200% team and one character who did not release during that time. Which, again, is not something that I wanted to do, but it's something that I was kind of forced to do, but just because of how the game's friends are, like, how the friend system really works. So I will try my best to make sure that they are used as little as possible here. That way, they aren't, like, completely overshadowing the fact that we are using a team based around the 3rd year of the game. Now, I know a lot of these characters literally easy-a'd last year. I think literally almost all of them, except for transforming Goku, easy-a'd last year. But it's what we're going to go ahead and do, just because I am excited. I did initially want to bring the first Part 2 LR into the celebration. I didn't. I did not bring Goku and Frieza here, because I feel like they did not fit with the team, and they would have definitely drastically brought down my leader skill ability. Just because, like, again, they work pretty much exclusively with the Universe 7 team. Now, there are technically enough Universe 7 category units that dropped in the year in order for me to build a team like that, but I can't technically fully use the leader skill with these guys because they're not on the team, but it's fine. They'll be okay. We'll do this, and then Vegito will be fine. He's not gonna do much here anyway. He's just here because he's an anniversary character. Would I have loved to bring just another, like, transforming Goku friend? Yeah. Was I able to? No. It would have been nice though, because, like, I wanted to build teams that have only characters with, like, from that year, but unfortunately can't do that. Man, do I it just makes me feel so happy to be, like, running this kind of setup again. Like, okay, because, like, again, I remember when this dropped. Every single one of these characters was so hype for everybody when they came out. I remember grinding out Vegito Blue with my terrible free-to-play teams. I remember my first team ever. Actually, the fact that Vegito doesn't have a leader skill is actually probably a good thing here, because it's going to make him the same power that he was when I used him back in 2018 when he came out, because I didn't really care how leader skills worked, and I didn't understand that despite them not, you know, being on the leader skill, that I probably shouldn't do that for the teams during the 3-year anniversary, because I had a fusion team with Vegito on it, and I would bring a friend Vegito or Gogeta regardless of who was on my team. And so I'm sure you can imagine how well that worked in a lot of things, because I remember back then, because I was still watching, like, Truth's videos and everything way back then, and he was always talking about how hard it was to get the fusion off. And then my very small brain self was like, what are you talking about? It's hard to get the fusion off. I get it all the time because I was stupid and they had half leader skills the entire time. So that's why I was getting the fusion off so consistently and was winning events purely based off of the fusion. That did a lot of damage. Interesting. But yeah, so that's what I would do because I just didn't know any better. And I would constantly get the fusions and both of them and link them up together and be crazy, you know. And I would just be so hyped to see both Vegito and Gogeta dominate the game. And now, 5 years later that I know how dumb I was, I'll probably never make that mistake again. Unless I'm forced to in this scenario where I'm literally nerfing myself intentionally. Like, it's not a thing I like to do, is bring characters off leader skill. Like, because I know a lot of people like to run like Yajirobe and Shilai off leader skill, and I just don't feel like that's valid. Because I feel like it's kind of cheating the system in a way, where it's like, why would you even do that in the first place? Like, they're not meant to be there. Run characters that are meant to be there. If you have to bring characters off leader skill, like, are you even like playing the game as it's intended, or are you just kind of cheesing it just because you can? And that's something I'm not like the biggest fan of, so I do like to limit myself a lot in terms of what I'm allowed to bring and not actually like try to get quirky with my team building. I like to make very solid teams nowadays and just try to use characters that not only do I like, but I think will work fine. And it does make me just like acknowledge how far I've come as someone who's played this game, because I used to be absolutely terrible, but I thought I was so much better than I am. And now that I'm here and I have pretty much all the hard content in the game beated, no itemed, and all this other stuff with it, like multiples of teams, it definitely feels like a lot, like a lot of growth. Like, I thought Dokkan events were hard when I first started the game, and I know if you are starting the game right now for the first time during the 8th year anniversary, it probably is going to still feel like that, just because that's just how the nature of the game works when you're that low. But I assure you, it does get easier and it does get a lot better, and the farther you get into the game, the better life comes, I guess. It makes everything a lot easier the farther you go. And I feel like a lot of people, if they were gonna quit the game, they do it early, right? I feel like anybody who has played the game for a long time and like thoroughly enjoys the game hasn't quit. And if they have, it's probably just because they got like really shafted. What is the dodging, by the way? Like, he dodged 3 attacks. Hello? That would have done a lot of damage. And we should be fine from this. I doubt Vegito Blue takes a lot of damage. Okay, I put too much trust in him, I guess. But yeah, as I was saying, like, if most people that quit this game quit really early on and don't really get a chance to experience what the game has to offer, once you get towards the end game and you have like competent teams and you're able to do a lot of content, because I feel like a lot of people feel like they get brick walled and don't know or feel like they can progress, but it's definitely there. It's definitely an option for everybody. And as much as I love this game, I do know how difficult it is to start. They did make it significantly easier with version Z, but thinking back about how I would have to use stones in order to beat Dokkan events to get my characters, and once I did get my characters, I still didn't even really know how to team build, and links were a lot simpler back then, and now it's more complicated because they have link leveling. It can definitely be a lot for new players, because there's thousands of characters in this game, and not everyone's favorite is going to be good, Beast, but you know, it's here, and it's a very chill game once you get into it. And I do feel like that is probably the major plus about Dokkan as just a pure mobile game, because I can sit here, record videos for an hour, and I won't be sweaty afterwards, you know? But if I went and like I wanted to grind out Legends rank, I'm sitting there min-maxing my combos, trying to predict things. And this is a turn-based strategy game. Turn-based strategy games are easy. Just use a little bit of brain power and you're good. You don't gotta do all this min-max garbage. You can just chill and like, if you want to run like a cooler team and just steamroll everything in the game, you can do that. It's fine. Anyway, that was all the missions. Like, and that was the 3rd anniversary. That was the start of my Dokkan journey, and we're so much farther now, and we're going all the way up to the moon. Eventually, rank 999 will happen on my account, and I will be very happy about that when that does happen. Anyway, let me know how you guys felt about the 3rd anniversary, and if you were playing at that time, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the 4th year anniversary.